Hey folks, and welcome back to our trip here, Northern Thailand. We are on the Mae Hong Son Loop. This will be the second part of that. If you missed the first part, I'll put a link in the upper right hand corner. But today we will round out the loop and end up back in Chiang Mai. When we last left off, we had left Pai and we were on our way to Mae Hong Son. We had stopped in a cave and just left there.
Another great ride today. So it's a little after 2. I just got in the Mae Hong Son. Checked into the Nagamet. That's probably wrong. I'll show you the sign. They had it on a go-to for $12.50. They gave it to me $12.00, including breakfast. It's kind of right downtown, mountain view. Normally would have a view of the lake. The lake is under construction. All the water's missing from the lake. So I have a view of a brown hole, and the mountains. But I like staying in the middle of town. I'm only going to be here one night. That way I can walk around and see what's up, see what's doing in the town a little bit, get a little bit of a feel for it. So take a little rest and we'll go out this evening, get something to eat. But this seems like a nice hotel. The room is very clean, nice, big bed, right in the middle of town. What more could you ask for? And they had parking that was shaded. So. Used a lot of gas again today. There was a gas station about halfway between Pai and Mae Hong Son, and I stopped there at a little tiny town with a gas station. Honestly, with a little cave detour, if that wasn't there, I don't know if I'd have made it on a single tank of gas. I would have had to just slow down, I guess.
So if you've ever been to Mae Hong Son or are familiar with it, you'll know that this lake here is kind of the centerpiece of the town right at the foot of the temple. And right now it's under construction. The good part of that is by the time you return, it might be bigger and better than ever. There's a fruit smoothie shop right across the street here. We'll start there. I'll go get one of those. That would be good after a long day ride. And then right next to that is this place with kind of a thatched roof. That's a restaurant. So I was thinking about eating there, but if we scroll all the way over here to the right, still adjacent to the lake, that's what's known as the Mae Hong Son Walking Street. But don't get your hopes up too much. Not a walking street like the likes of Pattaya or anything. Just some food vendors. There were some tables and chairs to sit at in the back, and I didn't really see anything that caught my fancy. But there is plenty to eat here and some good deals. Some very, very good deals. Look at that, 49 baht. What's not to like there? But I went back to the place with the thatched roof, and I had a meal there. So I think I got the grilled pork and a little curry soup. But while I was doing that, let's go back and see what V's up to in Chiang Mai. She found something pretty special going on this night. Something that a bit of Thai culture that you may never get to see or even realize. But we'll take a quick look at that, and then we'll come back here to Mae Hong Son. So welcome to Wat Chedi Luang, a 15th century temple, not too uncommon in the Chiang Mai area, but what's maybe a little bit special about this place is it once did house the famous Emerald Buddha, which is now at the Grand Palace in Bangkok. But back in the 1500s, it was actually housed here. Now, you notice this fire over here. There's some forms there in the foreground and some propane tanks there in the background. That is part of a refurbishment effort. They're trying to raise 7 million baht, so a little over $200,000, to refurbish the temple and to kind of make some new fixtures, statues, Buddha images, etc. So they're going to melt down gold with that fire. And you might say, well, gold, where do they get the gold? Well, they get them from these people. They will donate gold right off their body. So rings, bracelets, necklaces, whatever they have, they donate. V said she saw up to a 5 baht donation. That's a couple ounces of gold. And you can see they have melted the gold and they're pouring it right out of a crucible into these various forms here. They'll make new Buddha images, statues, etc., fixtures for the temple, and that will encourage new worshipers, make it nice. This is part of the ceremony as well. After it's been poured into the forms or slabs, they coat them with these flower petals. So I don't know. I had never heard of that before, and I don't know that she had ever seen it. She was quite impressed by it and awed. But anyway, let's go back to Mae Hong Son.
I don't know what it is about this cooler mountain air, but last 2 nights I slept like a baby. Be in bed 9:30 and didn't wake up till 7:30. Long, fitful nights of sleep, both in Pai and Mae Hong Son. Anyway, it's the following morning, and I've come about 25 kilometers outside of Mae Hong Son to what they call the Long Neck Village, the Long Neck Cairn, and we're practically right on the Burmese border here. And it really feels like that when you're riding back here off the highway. It's about 16 kilometers off the highway. And what a ride, what a great road. Slower speed, but wow, there's no traffic. It's very natural. I'll try to get some footage on the way back. I was reluctant to on the way here because there's so much morning mist, and that'll just fog up the lens of the GoPro. So it's very difficult to do. It's like a fog, but you really can't see it when you're right up on it. But it's you got to take a little boat. You ride to this village, and the village is on the other side of the river. They put you on a little boat. You cross the river, and then you're into the village. It's like 200 baht. It's a tourist attraction. They have a lot of things for sale, but you can get a feel for kind of how these people live historically. And they keep putting the different rings of brass or whatever it is to make their neck long. And they're quite different and unique in terms of anywhere else in Thailand. So I think it's worth stopping here. It's a beautiful, quaint little village. As big of a tourist attraction as it is, it doesn't feel that way. It almost feels like it's a village just with some shops. So I'm here in the morning before, I guess, the big rush of people, and and like I'm the only one here. Like I'm just kind of, I don't know, eavesdropping on their way of life. They're doing everything in here. They're weaving baskets over there. They're cutting wood. They're preparing meals. That's kind of how it feels anyway. I am on my way today down to Doi Inanon, which is the highest point in Thailand. I'm not going to make it all the way there today. I'll stop and sleep somewhere, which is a big question mark. Look at this little chicken with her hens. Some kind of chicken? I don't know. There's mother and baby. We'll make it down there, and then tomorrow that'll be on the way, the last leg of the run back to Chiang Mai. So I'll stop at this highest mountain point in Thailand on the way back to Chiang Mai. We'll take a look at that. But today I'm going to enjoy the ride down there, and hopefully if I kind of hang out here, I don't know what these things are. If somebody knows, I thought they were shallots or something. I'll get a better shot of it. Some kind of garlic, I don't know. Never seen them before. Well, whatever it is, they got a lot of them. I'll try to hang out here until some of the mist abates a little bit, and then maybe I can get some footage on the road coming out here, because it sure is beautiful. So this last leg into Doi Inanon, it's a different road. I got off the 108 I was onto the 1263. This road in some ways is maybe the best road of the trip, in other ways the worst. The steepest hills, both up and down, are on this road so far. But that comes with, the road is not, up till now, I should say it this way, up till now the road surfaces have been nearly pristine. Great surfacing of the roads. This one, not so much. There's a lot of rippled pavement and heaving pavement and potholes and things like that. So that can upset you real quick. But it is one of the most beautiful roads in terms of the scenery, and big hills, and some good straightaways as well. So it's a great ride. They're all great rides. The whole thing's a great ride. I'm just kind of splitting hairs here, but this road, the road surface here is noticeably different. Needs to be. It's not in the same state of repair as the journey I had from Chiang Mai to Pai, and from Pai over to Mae Hong Son. This road's a little dicier, but this is some kind of big scenic lookout point. I try to stop at some of these, at least take a little bit of video, and most of the time I can't be bothered. I just want to keep riding. It's about the ride for me, and if I can stop off and see some cool stuff along the way. But I just, once I get on the bike and ride, I just don't want to get off. Unless it's a dire bathroom break or I'm parched for water. So it's getting hot, middle of the day. I got about another 50 kilometers and I'm going to find a place to stop, which will put me in very, very close proximity to Doi Intanon, where tomorrow morning I can go up to the highest peak.
So I made it into Mae Chaem. Now, by the way, I didn't reserve any hotels for this trip. I just came into town, saw what was what, and got one. So this place here kind of backed up to a big, I don't know, some kind of big rice field with a big mountain view. And there was like a little, I don't know, a little canal out back. I said, okay, 600 baht, but a decent room. A decent room. I'll get you the name of this place, put it on the screen. But it's a very small mom and pop type guest house, probably only about 10 or 12 rooms. But I just like the serenity of the location, you know. But it's adequate. Not too enthralled with the pink color scheme. But the view, the location here, it was very quiet, and it was beautiful. They have also a little breakfast area. The room came with breakfast. But the place you eat your breakfast is a little patio just right off the room. And that's where I had my evening meal, not really a meal, a snack, and some beverages. So I really enjoyed this place. I highly recommend it.
So it's the morning of day 4. I'm in Mae Chaem, about 30 kilometers from the Doi Intanon Peak, the highest peak in Thailand, which is my first stop today. And being day 4, today we'll end up back in Chiang Mai to the eagerly awaiting V, who's been waiting patiently there for me for the last 4 days. But it's been a great ride. A couple observations, a couple things I've been milling over in my head. One, and I think probably some people will ask about this, packing for the trip and what I brought. I brought a backpack, that's it. I don't have any luggage, I don't have a top box or panniers or anything like that on the bike. I just have a backpack, and it's a small to medium-sized backpack. It's not an extra large backpack or anything like that. I mean, I'm wearing my riding gear when I leave out, the riding pants, gloves, helmet, shoes, all that. In the back, I brought flip-flops, 2 pairs of shorts, 1 pair of shorts to wear around town at night, and just a lounge around the room type of pair of shorts. 3 t-shirts, another shirt, an extra shirt, toothbrush, razor, toothpaste, and that's it. That only filled the backpack about halfway up, and then I have my camera bag in there, and that's got my GoPro and all the accoutrements there too, and my cell phone and little personal things like that. So the camera bag goes in the backpack. So I just have one thing on my back, and it's been enough. It's been adequate. I did not bring a laptop computer or anything like that. So I packed very light, and it's been fine. I'm probably going to, when I get done this, when I get back home, I'll put some more thought in it, and I'll maybe give my opinion of what may be the top 5 bikes that are available here to run this route on. Mine's been great. I've asked a lot of that bike for the last 4 days, and it's never moaned or groaned. It's been there. But the gas, the bad part, the only exception is it has a very small gas tank. It's only about 4 liters, a little over a gallon maybe. There's gas stations listed on the map. Keep in mind, these aren't gas stations like what you may be thinking. The gas stations I'm talking about, I call them little country gas stations. It's a guy with 3 55-gallon drums, each one with a different grade of gas, and a little siphon pump covered with a bamboo shack. And just because that's listed on the map, I don't know if when I get there, there's going to be somebody there. They might be closed. He might be out of fuel. I just don't know. But if it wasn't for those little country gas stations, I'd have run out of gas. There are the big full-size, full-service gas stations like PTT, those type of stations. But if I had to just stop at those along the way, I would not have made it. But just my gas tank definitely was the wobbly knees of this particular model bike running the loop. But anyway, we're going to go up to Doi Inanon, look at this joint, the highest peak in Thailand, and then make the ride back to Chiang Mai, which will probably be the most unremarkable leg of the trip. So we made it to the summit of Doi Inanon, the highest point in Thailand. I guess I'm not surprised by the beautiful ride up here or the scenic view across the street here, the morning mist. I'm not surprised by that. I'm not surprised at the nice crisp cool air. What I am surprised at are the number of people up here. It's packed. I couldn't hardly find a place to park my bike. It is a Sunday, but it's only 10 a.m. I just did it on my phone. It's a 2-hour, it's 98 kilometers, 2 hours from Chiang Mai. Your mileage may vary on that, but it's not that far. But I think folks had to leave pretty early in the morning to get up here. But I thought it was going to be a sign and a park bench and a couple people. Turned out it's a great big, there's a nature trail, there's all sorts up here, some sort of temple, and a crowd of people. I'm going to get out of here while the getting's good and get back to Chiang Mai. But it's beautiful up here. It's decent air quality today, and you can see a good distance, but you can see so far, no matter what the air quality, the low-lying clouds prevent you from seeing any detail so far into the distance. It's basically as far as the eye can see here. But that's it. That's really the last stop on the trip. Next stop, Chiang Mai.
So there you go. You know, I got back home. I did some checking. I've actually got about a 2-gallon tank on that bike. I would run it down to 2 bars left, down to like a quarter of a tank, and then I would only be able to put 4 liters in. So I don't know. Maybe I got more gas at the bottom of that tank than I thought. But I think at any rate, a couple good choices: the BMW 310 GS, the KTM 390 Duke Adventure, or the one like mine, the CRF 300, but the Rally model. They all have much bigger tanks, good power, lightweight. I think all of them fine choices for that run. But at the end of the day, run what you brung. You'll enjoy it anyway. Got back to Chiang Mai, a little bit of a tuk-tuk convention going on here. Apparently they were all gearing up with some new advertising signs for an event, and they all met here. I thought that was kind of weird. But anyway, we will pick this up back in Chiang Mai. The Mae Hong Son Loop is done. There are many different ways to run it. And I think depending on how you choose to run it, what you choose to stop at, your experience could be different every time. So I like that. It's repeatable. And for that reason, I'll be back. But anyway, still lots to do, Chiang Mai, and then we will whisk ourselves right off to Chiang Rai. I really like Chiang Rai as well. This guy here, you see him on the streets of Chiang Mai. He makes bracelets, and then he sells those and helps underprivileged children. So good guy here. We bought a bracelet from him. So if you see him, maybe buy a bracelet from him. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the episode, but I've got to leave this one off right here. And as usual, I'll thank you for watching. And until next time, bye for now.